Alright, hey everyone, this is not a pain series lesson actually. We are done with the pain series. Woo! But I want to take this time to actually tell you guys my story about why I decided to make the pain series lessons. And so this will be actually two parts. And so this will be part one, and the next part we will discuss next week. And so with this part, like I will explain my story. So like just my personal pain that I went through in order to actually inspire me to make this series. And so the inspiration started back in March 2020 when COVID happened. Because I mean, as we know, when COVID hit, people were stressed, people were paranoid. It was a lot of people were dying from COVID as well. So there was a lot of pain going on everywhere you go. You see, it was just like chaos, and so the inspiration started it there. But I didn't really have you could say a motivation, a kicker to actually want to do this lesson series. And also during that time, I was doing the devotional doctrine, and so that took like all year. And so it was pretty long, and so that took a big chunk out of everything. And so I just didn't really have any motivation to do it until I had the personal pain myself. But in other words, my story is during quarantine, I loved quarantine. Just moving at a fast-paced life. It was like, now that we have a chance to just stay home, work from home, like those who were fortunate enough, which I was, thank the Lord for that. And so everything I did revolved around my home. And so don't have to go anywhere, do anything. It was just nice, peace, and quiet. And that's just the way I like it. And so, but little did I know the pain was coming. So just getting more to it. Like, since everything is at home now based for me, I like working out. So I work out at home a lot now as well. And of course, without the gym, I don't have equipment. And so I have to just use whatever is around my house or work with my own body in order to get exercise in. And so with that, actually found online Arnold Schwarzenegger, his at-home workout program when he didn't have time to go to the gym back in the day. And so, me being a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger and all his big buffness and I will be back thing, it's I did that thing like religiously. And so it like and just one of the programs, or one of that, like his exercise in there were called dips. And don't worry if you don't know what dips are. It's just know that you have to like pretty much push yourself off of the ground, like levitate it. And so how I did it was like this. So pretty much I had one hand over here and the other hand over here, and I would push myself off of the ground. And so with my legs tucked in as well. And granted, right here is about 2 feet. And so I'm like, my arm width spanning is like 2 feet from all that stuff. And so it was very taxing on the chest and the triceps or the arms. And so, I did that a lot as well. And in Arnold's program, it did have a lot of other, things that involved the chest area as well. And so there was a lot of pressure on the chest, you could say. But that's just it. There was a lot of pressure on the chest. And so that is where my pain came in when, just doing it one time, it's like I felt like this very uneasy pain in my chest, in my sternum in particular, because whenever I would turn like this, even like this, it would hurt. And when I stretch out like this or something like that, it would pop. And so it's like your knuckles popping. It felt like that, but like multiple things down here. So it hurt like heck. And so it made me think, really. And so that was, you could say, my kicker, my inspiration to begin this pain, like planning the pain series. And so with that said, it's I began thinking as well. I began thinking, my life was good till now. I loved quarantine, all of this, but then, this pain had to just stop me from everything because, with this injury or with this condition I had, it's pretty much very hard to work out. And I mean, like, I didn't know it before, but like everything involves around the chest. You know, when your legs are sore, it's everything revolves around your legs because they're sore. That's all you think about. Well, that's pretty much here as well. And like, and you know, so I had like the best thing to do whenever you would have like an exercise injury is just to take a break, to stop it, because like I said, I was doing it religiously. And so you know, just like I was depressed then too, because like just like literally going to bed felt like this. And like let me tell you, I am a side sleeper, I'm not a back sleeper, so it was hard. Oh, never mind. And it didn't, like, my lifestyle didn't help too, because literally this is how I work at a work, or my sister's bedroom.
Like, this is your conscience speaking. Fix your back. Look at that chest. And man, boy, look at that neck, man. Straighten up. You can do better than that. Come on, bro.
And so I had bad posture. And like, you know, since I didn't work out anymore, like one of the reasons why I got into working out was because if I didn't get active or all that stuff, I would develop back pain. And so, you know, now that I couldn't really work out anymore, you know, my back pain came up again. And like, like, and like without exercise, I started to gain weight. And so, like, my COVID baby came, and my back pain came as well. And so it was just a very dark time for me. And so I had to, you could say, find a way out of this rut. And of course, I turned to God for this. I really did ask him. I was like, man, like, I wish I did have COVID so I wouldn't have to go through this, or something like that. It was pretty like a dark time for me, but yet I sought the Lord, and he gave me answers. Like but just a little sidetrack. Like I said, living a fast-paced life, like, you know, being in quarantine, I actually liked it because it made a chance to slow things down. And one confession I have to make is that despite all the years I've been a youth leader, I have not read the Bible more than how much I've read the Bible during this past year in quarantine. And so that's pretty much a shame, but yet, like, it really opened my eyes. And here's what God taught me about, you know, this like developing like the pain series. And so just from my story, God taught me that pain in my case, it's three things actually that I learned. And so number one, it's the pain is an indicator to stop whatever it is you are doing. Just stop it because it's hurting you. And so, like with the dips thing, I didn't really stop for quite a few. I felt the pain, but then I just kept pushing through. And so, like, just a word of advice: when you do feel pain in an exercise, I mean, just stop it for a little bit to see how it is, or if it develops more. I mean, it could get worse, and so just stop. And one Bible verse I read about this is in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 21 through 24. It reads this: Now the Lord was angry with me on your account, and swore that I would not cross the Jordan, that I would not enter the good land which the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance. For I will die in this land, I shall not cross the Jordan, but you shall cross and take possession of this good land. So watch yourselves that you do not forget the covenant of your Lord your God, which he made with you, and make for yourselves graven image in the form of anything against which the Lord your God has commanded you. For the Lord your God is a consuming fire, a jealous God. And so pretty much the pain that Moses felt in this case was not being able to see the promised land because of his disobedience to God, and break like and like, you know, like Moses is telling other people, like, you know, just like to stop whatever they're doing because like the Lord won't let you prosper. Like it was because of the Lord that they made it that far. And like, you know, if you transgress the Lord, then he's gonna take the things that he gave like to you away. Okay, so number two in this case is to tone it down a little bit, because I was doing like the full rep ranges. I mean 50, that was the rep range that Arnold Schwarzenegger said if you were an expert. And me being the cocky, prideful person that I am, so I did the whole entire 50 with the other workouts that involved the chest as well. And so it was a lot of pressure on the chest. And so, like thinking back, if I had just toned it down, like, just to beginner level or all that stuff, I would not have been in the biggest injury I had during that time. And so, you could say, and a good example of this, which is in a form of a bad example, but here's the thing. In Galatians chapter 5 verse 21, drunkenness is also one of the things that will not inherit the kingdom of God. And so my example in this case is drinking. Like, is drinking against God? No. But yet, overindulging in drinking, being like drinking in order to get drunk, is. And so, in that case, it's okay to drink, but then if you just go over the top, then that is bad as well, because when you're drunk, you can't control yourself as much. You're not sober minded, and it could cause you to do things that you otherwise don't want to do. And so, it's in that case just to tone it down a little bit. And the last one, it's of course the pain series, since we're talking about it. And my pain, it's exercising. It's no pain, no gain. And so figures, right? And so in this case, I will take us to James chapter 1 verse 2 through 4, and it reads this. It says, "Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." And so the purpose of pain in our lives, like we've been mentioning all this time in the series, it's to make you better. And so even if it is harsh at times, we may not understand it, we may actually physically feel pain or emotionally feel pain, it's all for the greater good of making you a stronger person, testing your faith, and perfecting it, so that whenever other people go through pain, you'll be able to comfort them, or whenever pain just comes in your life, you'll be able to withstand it far greater than if you have never had any pain in your lives. And so that is my story. So I will see you guys here next week for part 2.